Okay, now that should be up. If you refresh the page, or ideally it would be up, but
Try not to make sure that like by mistake anything.
You don't have anything, Jim.
No.
I think I just got it on my end.
You know.
Oh, are we go to live?
Yeah, go to live.
That's cool.
Yes, we're live.
Just give me a thumbs up. All right, that's perfect. Got it. Okay, come on in, grab a seat as we are set to begin the 2026 Varsity National Championship title match for the National History Bowl. Let's give a big hand to our two teams. On my left, what team? And on my right, we have Adlai Stevenson A from Illinois. We have buzzer check, so I am ready to start as soon as everybody is situated. And please note, getting up during the questions, if you must do so between the quarters or preferably at the end of the match. Okay, are we set?
Good to go.
Okay, thanks. All right, teams, best of luck. Audience, obviously, please stay silent throughout. The noise does pick up here. Any sort of whispering we can hear up on the stage easily. So, silence throughout the match. Thank you. Okay, players, let's do it. If they're taken off, we'll wait for them to exit the ballroom. And once they have the door shuts, we'll begin with toss-up 1. There were 12 questions in the first quarter, and the fourth quarter, 10 toss-up friends pairs in the second, third quarter as usual. Yeah? Okay, good luck to Northview. Good luck to Stevenson. Let's begin. Silence in the audience. Toss-up 1. The defendant commander in this battle proclaimed, "I do not order you to fight, I order you to die." The Battle of Scimitar Hill ended this battle's August offensive, also known as the Battle of Sari Bar. Ian Hamilton's... Yes. Toss-up 2. A biography of this person titled The Impatient Crusader was written by Josephine Clara Goldmark, the sister-in-law of Louis Brandeis. This woman created the Sterling Discrimination Bill, which opposed the Sterling Counter Bill, and she founded an advocacy group that promoted consumer citizenship. For 10 points, named as champion of children's rights, was also the first Secretary General of the National Consumers League and coined the term wage abolitionism.
Montessori?
No. Holmes. This is Florence Kelly. Toss-up 3. The losing side of this battle retreated to Nan Commandery, where they were massacred and subsequently forced back to Ye. During this battle, which reversed the previous year's Battle of Changban, one side benefited from the southeastern wind, which author Wu Guangzhong attributed to Zhuge.
Red Cliffs?
Is correct for 10. Toss-up 4. Warning. Year, and location required. Year, action, and location. Following this event, one army withdrew from the central city due to approaching forces under Odette de Foix. Benvenuto Cellini participated in this event, during which he allegedly shot and killed Charles III, Duke of Bourbon. In one incident during this event, Caspar Reuss led the Swiss Guard in a last stand in the Teutonic...
1525 seconds.
Incorrect. In the Teutonic Cemetery. For 10 points, named this event in which an Italian city home to the Vatican was sacked by mutinous soldiers of Charles V in the 16th century.
Sacaville.
Prompt.
1527.
Yes, that is correct. Toss 5. This man's first composition was a violin concerto dedicated to his contemporary David Oistrakh, and later in his career, he composed the ballet Spartacus. Is correct for 10. Toss 6. This man's observation that the size of tax revenues decreased while assessments increased was cited by Ronald Reagan in support of the Laffer curve. This man formulated the concept of asabiya, which refers to a sense of shared social cohesion. This man wrote a historical encyclopedia called Kitab al-Ibar, which was prefaced by an introduction called Muqaddimah, considered one of the first Judas Director 10, toss of 7. This leader allied with Emperor Sigismund in the Treaty of Canterbury, and this ruler signed the Treaty of Prague with Charles VI. Prompt? Yes. Toss of 8. An attempt to cause members of this organization to demobilize involved the decoration of trees with lights in Operation Christmas, which was followed by Operation Rivers of Light. This group kidnapped an agricultural scientist named Thomas Hargrove, and this group was attacked in Operation Phoenix, which killed Raul Reyes. This group worked with communists to create the Patriotic Union, headquartered in Bogota.
Far.
Is correct. Toss of 9. One participant in this conflict was replaced by T.R. Middleton, who refused to punish the killers of Attorney General Elman Middleton. This conflict included a gunfight after a Peabody truck traveling to Verda was spotted in the Battle of Evarts. Barbara Koppel won an Oscar for a 1976 film about this event, during which Sheriff John Henry Blair revoked United Mine Workers members' right to assemble. For 10 points, identify the series of coal industry conflicts of the coal industry conflicts of the 1930s in a namesake Kentucky county. This time, is the Harlan County War. It's toss of 10. Historians believe this person did not write the Book of Symphonies, though this historian was credited with authoring criticisms of Herodotus. This historian's works were the first to record the name Menes. This person authored a book thought to have been written on 3 papyrus scrolls, which chronicled monarchs from the first pharaoh to the age of 50.
Manito?
Yes, for 10. Toss of 11. In a painting by this artist, a dark tugboat blows smoke onto another ship, whose masts rise into a mist opposite the setting sun. This artist showed
Friedrich?
No, showed children playing with a toy boat in front of a column temple, along with an armored figure who could represent Aeneas in Dido building Carthage. A hare attempts to escape the central object on a bridge in Maidenhead in another painting by this artist. For 10 points, name this painter of the Franking Temeraire and Rain, Steam, and Speed. Turner is correct. Top 12. This undersecretary for Jacques Lafitte was a fierce rival of François Guizot. This person who founded the liberal newspaper Le National, he is correct towards the end. And at the end of the first quarter, I scored 60 for Dorothy and 40 for Stevenson. Okay, games in the second quarter, remember 10 plus bonus pairs here. Good luck. 1. During this emperor's reign, Yang Yinglong led the Miao and the Guozhou rebellion, while Yu Dongyang led the Ningxia garrison during the Ordos campaign. Towards the end of this emperor's reign, his army was defeated by the Jurchens at the Battle of Sarhu. The son of Lady Li, this emperor provided aid to Korea during Toyotomi Hideyoshi's invasion. For 10 points, named this longest ruling emperor of the Ming dynasty, who served from 1572 until 1620. Times the Wan Li Emperor. Toss of 2. In 2021, this person delivered a public court testimony stating that they had been given birth control and lithium, a depressive medication, without their consent, and were forced to work and perform under threat of lawsuits and lifestyle restrictions. This artist's memoir, The Woman in Me, discusses her 2-day marriage to Jason Alexander, getting dumped via text by Justin Timberlake, and suffering from postpartum depression. For 10 points, a 13-year conservatorship was established by the father of Britney Spears is correct. Points. Your bonus: in 2002, Spears starred in the comedy drama Crossroads, written by this woman, who went on to be the head writer for Grey's Anatomy, becoming the first Black woman to create 3 television dramas to exceed 100 episodes. Answer: this is Shonda Rhimes. Toss of 3. Protests in this country following the 2020 arrest of former President Almazbek Atambayev resulted in the resignation of President Sooronbay Jeenbekov. Kurmanbek Bakiev became this country's president in 2005, but he was later overthrown following a 2010 revolution. After its independence from the Soviet Union, this country elected its first president, Oskar Akayev.
Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah, no, it's getting in. Your bonus. Another Soviet republic in Central Asia to experience post-independent political turmoil as this country, where in 1992 to 1997 civil war was ended with an armistice signed by its long-serving current president, Emomali Rahmon.
Did you say?
Is correct for 10. Toss of 4. Jose Padilla filed a suit against this man for nominal damages, but lost on appeal based on a similar decision in Ashcroft v. Al-Kid. A report filed regarding this man's actions alongside Jay Bybee by the Office of Professional Responsibility was written after he wrote memoranda that covered the legality of enhanced interrogation techniques, which were leaked in the wake of the Abu Ghraib scandal. For 10 points, he was a Korean-American professor of law at the University of California, Berkeley, who authored the torture memos while serving in the Bush administration.
Park.
Nope.
Lee.
This is John Yu. Toss of 5. To treat this disease, a mixture of acid plant fibers, elderberry, and cucumber flowers was prescribed as a remedy in the Ebers papyrus. The Yellow Emperor's classic of internal medicine called this disease the wasting burst, and a form of this disease features the destruction of beta cells in the islets of Lachrymose. Yes, your bonus. This ancient Greek claim that diabetes was a disease affecting the kidneys. This physician wrote a treatise entitled That the Best Physician Was Also a Philosopher, and was influenced by the theory of four humors. Galen is correct. Okay, toss of 6. Toss of. This book argues that moral collapse can stem from an inability to engage in denken or reflective thinking rather than from ideological conviction. This book's subtitled A Report on the Banality of the People. Eichmann in Jerusalem is correct. 10. Your bonus. Eichmann in Jerusalem was published in book form in 1963 after its contents originally appeared in this popular American literary magazine currently edited by David Remnick and renowned for cartoons.
The New Yorker
Is correct.
Nice.
Toss of 7. This composer introduced the stile concitato, or agitated style. Monteverdi is correct. Your bonus. Monteverdi's tenure in Mantua included extensive works musician for this aristocratic family that ruled Mantua from 1328 to 1708. Answer?
Bellini.
This is the Gonzaga prism. Toss of 8. Proceed, please. Sit down. Toss off. This dynasty's ruler, Yamrahana Prestos, was thought to be the son of Germaseum, and according to Tadese Talmud, yet Barak may have been the same person as Zal Imamun, was a king of this dynasty who was killed at the Battle of Ansata by Yekno Amalak. Founder of this dynasty, Zagwe is correct. Your bonus. The ruling dynasty which succeeded in Zagwe in Ethiopia were named for their supposed descendants from what ancient biblical figure? Is correct. Toss of 9. Robert Ensor was wounded during this event, which led Joshua Giddings to introduce a namesake resolution. Secretary of State Daniel Webster, demanded compensation for legal property following this event, which Madison Washington led. The British Admiralty Court ruled the rebels acted legally in this 1841 event, which occurred 2 years after the homicide case. For 10 points, named this most successful slave revolt in U.S. history, in which slaves converted to New Orleans seized an autonomous brig. Time. This is a Creole evening. Toss of 10, last quarter. In 921 CE, this ruler signed the Treaty of Bonn with Henry the Fowler. This ruler was overthrown in favor of Robert I after suffering defeat in the 923 Battle of Soissons, following which this ruler was Charles II. Charles II is correct for pretty English time. And your bonus, Charles III succeeded Odo of France, who himself succeeded this Carolingian emperor, the last to rule a unified Frankish kingdom. Is correct, yes. Okay, so Northern narrows the gap without hearing it. Stevenson has a 40-point lead as we hit the third quarter. So at halftime, they can deliberate from American Railroads, the Second Siege of Vienna, or the Achaemenid Empire. So American Railroads, the Second Siege of Vienna, or the Achaemenid Empire. The Achaemenid Empire will be there to have great. Okay. And all of these begin with the set phrase concerning the Achaemenid Empire being the ...
Okay.
Plot. Okay, good luck concerning the Achaemenid Empire. Name the great king of Macedon who conquered the empire. Yeah, the battle that ended Darius the first invasion of Greece, inspiring a name to a 26-mile race.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ancient Greek city-state rival of Athens, which led the fight of Thermopylae against the Achaemenids. Yeah, the son of Cambyses the first, who defeated the Medes and founded the empire. Yep, the 331 BCE battle after which it fell, taking place in what's now Iraq.
No, it's not. Yeah. Galileo.
Is correct. The king who won at Thermopylae but lost at Salamis.
Leonidas.
No. The Iranian rock relief displaying details of the life and everything. Yeah, and the naval battle concurrent with Thermopylae, from which the Greeks retreated to Salamis.
My land.
No. So 6 for 60, and we'll turn 2 over to Northview. Okay, Northview. Concerning the Achaemenid Empire, name the king who won at Thermopylae but lost at Salamis. Oh, sorry.
There is.
It's Xerxes. Xerxes the Great. And the naval battle concurrent with Thermopylae, from which the Greeks retreated to Salamis. Answer.
Ionia.
This is the Battle of Artemisium. Okay, so now Northview, you get to pick from American railroads for the Second Siege of Vienna.
Piano.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So your lead-in for these is concerning the Second Siege of Vienna. Name the Okay. Good luck concerning the Second Siege of Vienna. Name the caffeinated drink brewed from Obama's beans, legendarily dropped by fleeing Ottoman forces. Yeah, the year in which it took place between July and climatic battle in September. Yes, the city captured by the Habsburgs after the siege, later united with Pest to form Hungary's capital. Yes, the elite infantry soldiers who comprised the majority of the Ottoman force. Yes, the ruler of Poland and Lithuania who defeated the Ottomans in the battle. Prompt. Prompt.
Soviets.
Yes. The title held by Kara Mustafa Pasha, second in command of the Ottoman Empire. Good. The alliance formed by Pope Innocent XI sharing its name with the victorious coalition of Lepanto. Yes. And the Hungarian king and Holy Roman Emperor who fled Vienna on learning of the impending siege. Yes.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Okay, so heading into the fourth quarter, we have a tie game, 190 to 190. All right, great match. We've had 3 incredible national championship matches so far in this room today. 12 questions to decide the national champion, the varsity division for the 2026 National History Bowl. Everybody, again, if you need to exit the room, please do so as you can. But stay else. Stay silent, stay seated, and players, stay focused. Okay, and we'll begin as soon as the doors close. Good luck. Make sure it's your buzzer and all that. Okay. Toss of 1. William Cushing and James Wilson wrote seriatim opinions in this case, which questioned whether the defendant is amenable to the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. James Iredale's dissent in this case argued that common law aligned with English law, meaning sovereigns couldn't be sued without consent. Still be that's good for 20. Toss of 2. A novel by this author, which features the Guelph and Ghibelline conflict as well as the Condottiero Castruccio Castracani, is titled Valperga. An 1830 novel by this author describes the life of a pretender who claimed to be Richard of Shrewsbury, the fortunes of Perkin Warbeck, while another of this author's works features a character who marries Elizabeth Lavenza, who is killed on the night of her wedding. The daughter, Shelley, prompt. Married as Hector X. Toss of 3. During this conflict, De Vico led the Tigurini to victory at the Battle of Cornigala, which resulted in the death of Lucius Cassius Longinus. Boiorix and Tutawad annihilated two Roman armies during this conflict at the Battle of Aurasio. As a result of that battle, this conflict, Gaius Marius began implementing his now disputed social. No, his now disputed namesake military reforms, resulting in the final Roman victory at the Battle of Vercellae. For 10 points in this conflict between the Roman Republic and an eponymous Germanic tribe. No, this is the Cyprian War. Top 4. One period of this name resulted in the persecution of the KKE and BAM before the Greek winter 30.5. Classified a fictional artwork in the novel The Masterpieces based on this work, which was prominently defended by Emile Zola, a man wearing a tassel normally worn indoors, lies 30 points, toss 6. Before this battle, one leader became offended after his second in command was offered a silver cup. After being captured by the winners of this battle, the losing commander ordered the ransom room filled with gold in a failed effort to. That's good for 20. Halfway through the quarter, let's verify the scores. 270 to 220. Okay. Toss 7. According to the Book of Kings, Elisha traveled to this mountain, which sometimes considered a wider range, after cursing a group of young men who mocked him. Two separate battles of Megiddo, one by Thutmose III and Edmund Albi, 2 millennia apart, took place at the valley of Jezreel near this mountain. Elijah challenged 450 prophets of Baal to a contest in an altar on this mountain range to determine the true Israelite deity. Once occupied by the Canaanites, for 10 points, what is this mountain? A mountain complex where for millennia the city of Haifa, as Sac is good for the end, possibly. This author wrote about trips to Europe in the book From the Oak to the Olive, as well as a collection of poetry titled Passion Flowers. This author, whom William Claflin nominated to be a justice of the peace, married the founder of the Perkins School for the Blind. In 1870, this author issued the Mother's Day Proclamation, though the holiday would later be created by Anna Jarvis. For 10 points, named this author, who modified John Brown's body to write it. Gordon? No. To write the song Battle Hymn of the Republic. How is correct? Yeah. Okay, we have 4 questions to go. The lead is 70. Awesome. 9. This person led American forces in the Battle of Queenston Heights, where his military career ended. This person, known as the last patroon, cast the vote that confirmed John Quincy Adams as president while serving in the House of Representatives. No, this benevolent landlord's death led to a conflict that ousted Governor Silas Wright when his heirs attempted to collect money owed by tenants. For 10 points, identify this New York prompt. Stephen? Yes, guys. Okay. We have 3 played. Need is 80. Toss of 10. This man investigated Emile Gentil for allegations of injustice and forced labor, stories which were published by his secretary, Félicien Chalet. The first European to travel through the Ogoube River, this man was sent to the Congo Basin to prevent it from falling completely under Henry Morton Stanley's control, leading this man to conquer the Tio Kingdom to become a French protectorate. For 10 points, names Italian-French explorer who gave his name to the current capital of the Republic. Process. Toss 11. The lieutenant was beheaded by protesters following this country's enemy incident, and this country remained a single-party state until the National Development Party was created and challenged the Republican People's Party. This country's founding ideology is defined by pillars represented by the 6 arrows. The 10th and last, this battle ended the threat posed by Raguchi's War of Independence, thereby protecting one empire's eastern flank. This battle began with one side crossing the Naval Stream to attack the village of Oberglau. A letter sent by the victor of this battle asked the recipient to let the Queen know her army has had a victorious victory. The Duc de Taillard is defeated in this battle, also called the Second Battle of Fürstadt. For 10 points, leading this victory for Eugene of Savoy and the Duke of Marlborough. Is good for 10, but for United Cities, she became an actual champion. That's not. It's cool. Hey teams, why don't you just grab a seat? We'll wait until the